Hey everybody, good morning. Crystal's in the back making bacon right now. So if you can smell it like me and you're getting distracted, it's okay. I'll go. We're gonna go outside so I don't get distracted and want to eat all the bacon because that's good. That's good. So here's what's on my mind today. Get out of the glare of the sun. What's on my mind today is a question, and it goes like this: do you have a passion project or do you have a business? Because they're not the same thing. And some of you might be, well, whoa, wait a minute. I'm passionate about my business. So I want you to hold that thought for a second and let me share some ideas with you to kind of examine and roll over in your mind. So we've been doing this in and around network marketing thing, home business thing for almost 5 years now, which is amazing. And the first handful of years, we struggled like everybody else does, right? Had a lot of failures, spending a lot more money than we were making. And when we started finally breaking through, if you will, and having little successes and then much larger successes, it happened when we made this shift from passion business to or passion project to business, because they're two different things. And what I mean by that is, all I have to do is scroll social media for about 3 minutes, and I see a lot of people who, if I asked them, I said, do you have a business? They would say yes, but really what they have is a passion project, and because they're super excited about their company owner or their patented comp plan or the third ingredient of the new launch, or it's very emotionally driven. They're wildly defensive about their company or their business, what they think is a business. They're wildly defensive about the passion, and by the way, all that's okay. I've been there. I understand it, but the problem is it doesn't make a whole lot of logical sense when you're thinking in terms of business. Because the only reason that you and I got involved in any of this was to make money. And you make money in the marketplace by adding value, answering questions, solving problems for somebody with a product or a service. And the idea is that you do that over a sustained period of time. The challenge I see with a lot of folks who have passion projects, again, they're super excited about their company, the CEO, the comp plan, the launch, the whatever. The challenge is they've normally never really looked at their numbers and looked at their business in a very logical way. When we made this shift in our business and we started thinking about our business in a logical way, everything changed. And what do I mean by thinking about it in a logical way? Let's look at it in from this vantage point. Most of the people that you talk to that join your business, they are wildly busy. They have 1, 2, 3 jobs. They've got a family in many cases, kids, dogs, cats, activities, church, social things. I mean, they are packed on time. They are probably in some sort of financial distress. So they are either probably got some mounting credit debt, might be doing the paycheck to paycheck thing, might even be doing like the paycheck stretch to the next paycheck, that real, robbing Peter to pay Paul kind of lifestyle. And it's horrible. I've been there. It's not fun. And so all that being said, they don't have a lot of room for another mistake. They don't have a room for a mistake at all. And so what happens is they'll come into your passion project really driven on emotion. They responded to some good marketing, or they maybe you shared a clip from one of your events and some really good speaker was up there really laying it down and they got really, really excited. And that's kind of like a bottle rocket, right? So they get lit up and it shoots up really fast and really hard right at the beginning. But it has an incredibly short shelf life, because what they realize is that in 2-3 weeks, they've got life, kids, school, church, debt, living paycheck to paycheck, and they're realizing that this emotional stuff is not actually paying. And so the stats are simple. 9 out of 10 people-ish in MLM will fail. They won't make any money. Now, let's be fair. That's across life. 9 out of 10 people in living fail, right? That's not unique to MLM. But if you're in a business, then you have to look at those numbers. And I don't think a lot of my friends in passion projects who, I love my company, I love the product, and woo, and all the emotion, I don't think they've ever really looked at that and gone, okay, how are you going to build a business knowing what I just told you? Knowing that most of the people you're talking to are stretched in time, stretched in resources. They don't have room for another mistake. And so here they are. You can absolutely get them in the door on emotion. I did this for a number of years in our first company. I got tons of people in with really good marketing and emotion, passion, right? But then they got in and reality set in, and come the end of the month, they weren't moving anywhere, and those bills were coming up, and my thing was an extra to them, and they just swiped it away, cut it out. And then you're left on this revolving door. So you brought people in, and then they're out, and you brought people in, and then you're out. If you have a passion project, you don't want to look at those numbers. I would encourage you to look at those numbers. Because here's the next test that I use. And I changed this up dramatically about 5 months ago and just created a relentless consistency in terms of income in our primary business because of this kind of looking at it question. So look at the way you're doing this now, understanding that 9 out of 10 are going to fail. And I want you to look at it and go, okay, think, all right, 2 to 3 years from now, what is that going to mean for me and my family in terms of our revenue and the big golden egg, right, is residual income. It's one of the biggest lies in network marketing 9 times out of 10 is that you're going to have some residual income. Well, how will you when 9 out of 10 are out the door in less than a month? And when you start to look and reverse engineer the comp plan and reverse engineer your numbers, you go, wow, I don't really have much of a business. I have a lot of emotion and I have a lot of excitement and a lot of zeal, and I'm dunked in the Kool-Aid, but the Kool-Aid won't pay your bills a lot of the time. Now, if you're someone that's listening to this and you're saying, look, I am a full-blown passion project person, Gary, and you're not going to move me off of that, and I'm not going to try to. I appreciate it. I've been there. I've done it, but it's I would say that most of the time that story doesn't end well. It didn't end well for us until we moved from passion project to business. Like I said, about 6 months ago, we really switched our priority, and we were like, well, how can we do business where we have a lot of customers that keep coming back and stay because they love a product and or products, and they, even if they have no interest at all in ever being a business person, because I said this yesterday in a training, I don't know if you caught it. Most of the people that you encounter in relation to your business, they have no interest in a business. They're very interested in an extra $300 to $500 a month. It would radically change their world, radically. And so they're not interested in Ferraris and being on stage and all the stuff we typically emotionally sell as part of network marketing. They are that family, again, that's got some credit card debt, living paycheck to paycheck, don't have a lot of time. They need 1 + 1 to equal 2. And in most cases, when you really look logically at what you're doing inside of your network marketing passion project, 1 + 1 does not equal 2. I'm not mad at you about that. That's not good, bad, or indifferent. I'm just telling you, it's a very difficult road to travel. About 5 months ago, we switched it up and finally got our equation to 1 + 1 equaling 2. And not only did it benefit us, clearly, but it benefited the regular person who is looking to make that change, who's looking to say, you know what, I would like something that's just 1 + 1 equals 2. It's consistent, it's reliable, it's safe. I don't have to be a recruiting machine, and I also don't have to join the cult of this kind of MLM religion that it's all emotions and hype and woo and yay and all this kind of stuff. Most people you run into have no interest in that, and I can't blame them. I'm not interested in that by itself. I was interested in creating consistent, relentlessly consistent income. And so I would encourage you to look at this idea, look at these topics. And again, I'm not going to try to steer you one way or the other. I just want you to give that some thought, because I think emotion is great, but logic must be invited to the table when we're talking about our businesses. And I hope you'll take a look at yours and go, wait a minute, does 1 + 1 = 2? In many cases, if you're honest, the answer is going to be no, and that's okay. Congratulations on evaluating it. Then it's time to figure out an equation where 1 + 1 does equal 2. We figured that part out, thankfully, helping a lot of people do that. So if that's something that's of interest to you, leave a comment, Facebook, YouTube, whatever, send us a message. You know how to get us. And we'll kind of show you what we discovered on that. It's very helpful. But I hope you'll take a look at that in your business today. See ya.